Hi YouTube! My name is Jazz, and today we're going to be talking about how to become a VTuber, or tips I wish I knew before I became a VTuber. And honestly, this video isn't specifically for VTubers. You can just be a normal streamer too, and this YouTube will probably be helpful, but there are also tips that would be more helpful if you're a VTuber. But starting off strong, first we have, and most important, well, all of these tips are important, but most importantly is picking your niche slash just the vibe you want your channel to be. And when I say that, I mean like, okay, if you don't know what a niche is, it's basically just your branding, the branding of your channel, or like what you want people to think of when they think of you. Like, for example, when people think of me, they think of cute, bear girl, pink, probably Bruno Mars. But yeah, that's my niche. And when you're thinking of your niche, you got to ask yourself kind of questions. Like, what kind of VTuber do you want to be? Do you want to be a bear, a cat, a duck, a dog, a pig? There's all sorts of VTubers. You just have to pick one. You can even be a human if you want. I haven't seen many human VTubers though, but there are angels. There's all sorts of VTubers. Next, you want to ask yourself, are you going to be family friendly or 18 plus only? Me personally, I am for everybody. I really could care less who watches my content. It could be people the age of 13 or people all the way up to like the age of 50. I don't really care. I don't say things that are that bad anyways. But yeah, first things first, decide what you want your niche to be. That's probably the most important thing. Second thing, choosing your model type. There are 3 different types of models you can have when it comes to VTubing. There might be more, but these are the main 3 that I can think of at the top of my head. The first one, and the cheapest option, would be to be a PNG tuber. It's easy to start with, it's easy on your PC, it doesn't take up that much memory, and there's many programs you can use like VideoTube Mini, PNG Tuber Plus, or even Discord's reactive thing. But this is probably the cheapest option and honestly preferable if you don't have the strongest PC or just anything like that. Next, we have Live 2D. This one is definitely a lot more expressive, but also can be resource heavy, especially with VTube Studio. Which Live 2D models can still be affordable because there's 3 different options you can get when it comes to getting a model. You can get bust up, half body, or full body models. Obviously, full body being the most expensive because you have to draw and rig every single part of your body that will move. Next, we have 3D models. This is probably the most expressive because you can get full body tracking so that your legs and arms moves, which makes everything more expressive. 3D models are the most expensive. If you're not trying to break the budget, maybe don't go for a 3D model that fast. I personally prefer live 2D models because of all the cute assets you can get off of Etsy or even Booth. There's just assets everywhere, even on Twitter. There's a lot of assets on Twitter. There's like a whole page or something just full of assets you can get for your VTuber model. And then, now you may be asking, like, oh, you know what kind of model you want to get. Now you're wondering, where do I even get this model? There's VGen, Booth, VTuber Market, and Etsy. These are all great places where you can find VTuber models or just any assets, which VGen being the most, it's probably going to be the easiest, if I'm being honest, especially if you want something specific, custom commission wise, and you can find things in your budget very easily. Booth is kind of Booth, everything when it comes to Booth, you kind of have to like use a translator because it's in Japanese or Chinese. I think it's in Japanese. Yeah, I think Booth is in Japanese. So you have to translate everything, and the people selling on there are probably also Japanese, so it would just be a bit more difficult to kind of communicate with them, but still great place to get art. And then there's VTuber Market. This place is specifically for buying anything related to being a VTuber. It's honestly a great place that not a lot of people know about, but it's a great place to just find artists and everything. I mean, speaking of models, my first model was a pre-made Etsy model that was a little mermaid. It wasn't perfect, but I mean, it worked for what it did. Also, if you're not sure about committing to being a VTuber, maybe don't get a custom model straight out the bat. Don't make the same mistake I did. That was that was that was bad. That was really bad. But I cannot stress this enough. Look for a customizable model or even pre-mades. Pre-mades honestly are just as good, especially just for starting out. And even if you're like, hey man, I'm tired of this pre-made, you can step up and get a customizable model and have it however you would like or however you think fits your theme. There's tons of customizable models. For females, the only one that I can think of off the top of my head would be Suika's model, but it's like $120 or something, and that might be a bit much for you. But there are customizable models out there that probably fit in your price range. Fourth, you really don't need expensive gear. And when I say expensive gear, I'm talking about webcam, assets, screens, headset, fancy mic. I mean, sure, with time you'll probably get all these things, but you really don't need them starting off. I mean, when I first started VTubing, I started off with my phone literally duct taped to the back of my monitor, an Apple keyboard, and my AirPods as a headset and microphone. It was a really bad setup, but it got me somewhere, you know. I've definitely upgraded my setup. It's a nice setup now, but man, when I first started, it was bad. It was a funny setup. It's funny to look back at those times, just saying like, wow, I've really come a far way. Okay, the fifth tip is making connections before you go live. You don't even have to start streaming yet, and you can just get your name out there, try and talk to other VTubers, and just, you know, make friends. It's I know that might sound a little bit intimidating, like make friends, but you know, just try and get your name out there. Networking really helps with future collabs and discoverability, because Twitch will not give you the discoverability that I thought it would give me. Twitch discoverability is dog shit. Anyways, don't be like me. Once again, I started off with no connections, just straight me and that live button and a dream. So yeah, don't make my mistake and talk to other VTubers or streamers before you even start streaming. Please don't. I literally started off with like nobody. It was bad. The harsh truth is that you're starting off as a nobody. And nobody's gonna know who you are, nobody's gonna know your name, your face, nothing. You're just gonna be there, lost in the internet. So you're gonna want to build connections with people, with their community, get to know everybody, just make yourself known. Honestly, just make yourself known. Sixth tip I can give you is making a schedule early. And I know if you've seen other videos just like this one, you've probably heard this plenty of times, but it's the truth. Consistency really is key. It You might not think it counts for a lot, but it really does. Staying consistent will really help you. Yeah, even streaming once a week is a great start. And I would honestly suggest just like taking a second, looking at your free days, and set specific times for either streaming or just working on your content, whether if that's researching, looking for assets to buy, talking to artists, literally anything, even editing clips if you already started editing clips and stuff. Just set time aside for streaming, if you're serious about it, that is. Also, consistency helps people remember you and builds trust within your community. And you might not have a community yet, but this is how you can get a community, by staying consistent and having something for people to look forward to when it's that time. Seventh tip, don't be afraid to go live. Think about it. The only thing stopping you is you. You have to hit that go live button. You have to just get yourself out there. Obviously, your first stream won't be perfect, and that's okay, because you'll mess up, everyone messes up. What matters is getting started. Everything, just as long as you get started, that's all that matters. And just, it's okay to be nervous. I was nervous, but it's not that bad. Once you get started, once you get comfortable, it'll be a breeze. It really will. This next tip, this kind of ties into the beginning one when I was saying don't be afraid to go live and all, but for our 8th tip, scuff is normal, especially being a VTuber. VTubers always will have scuff. We can't avoid it. Whether if it's OBS crashing, your model freezing, having your mic muted, it happens to everyone. So don't be afraid if it happens to you. It probably will soon. It probably will. But scuff is completely normal. It happens to everyone. Even if you're not a VTuber, you're probably going to have some sort of scuff. Even the biggest VTubers deal with it. Big, small, everyone deals with scuff, and it's okay. I remember one time I was streaming 𝓢𝓸𝓬𝓲𝓪𝓵𝓼, and my stream had crashed, and I was talking to myself for 40 minutes straight before I realized. I was like, wait, why is chat so quiet? And that's when I had realized my stream had stopped 40 minutes ago. I set that stream back up, and people were laughing at me, but it's okay, because now it's something that we can all laugh at. Like, haha, Jazz, remember that time you were streaming and you were talking to yourself for 40 minutes straight? Yes, I do. I do remember it. But it's okay. It's something that we can laugh about now. Things happen. There'll probably be another time it'll happen in the future anyways. For the 9th tip, expect no audience at first, and also don't stress about the numbers. Kind of both of these in one tip, because once again, nobody knows who you are, especially if you don't promote yourself well. But what really helps if you really don't want your stream to be silent, because every second that you're live could be someone's first impression of seeing you, and you don't want it to be literally just this. You don't want that. Trust me, you don't want that. That'll make people click off your stream really fast. What could really help is calling a friend on the side. You don't have to have it so that stream can hear your friend, but just having someone to talk to, it just really helps so things aren't quiet. Another tip could be keeping backup topics or questions to talk about during these quiet moments, because as you get bigger, you're gonna have to get comfortable talking to yourself and answering your own questions, because there might not be someone in chat, and there's not always going to be someone in chat. That's why you have to talk to yourself. And think about it. You can watch your VOD back and maybe even get some funny clips out of it and post them on different platforms and stuff. So just, if I can stress this enough, make sure your stream is not completely silent. For the 10th tip we have, do not burn yourself out. I cannot stress this enough. A lot of people will just quit because they think VTubing or streaming is just too hard. But in reality, they're just burning themselves out, trying to get somewhere faster than they can. I mean, everything takes time, and streaming is definitely one of those things that takes a while to really get yourself known. But burning yourself out will not help you get anywhere. Streaming 7 hours a day will not help you long term. It really won't. Streaming like maybe 5 to 7 hours a week would be a good start. It doesn't have to be that much. I was just saying that would be a good start. I don't know how many times you would have to stream a day or what, but 5 to 7 hours would be good for the week, not in a day. Think about it. Quality is way better than quantity. You can have so many VODs of you just streaming for so long, but if they're all just boring and kind of silent, then who would really watch it? I mean, you wouldn't watch it if it was boring, so why would other people? So that's why quality is way over quantity. Next, we have experimenting with different content. And when I say this, I mean playing different games, doing reaction streams, or even just chatting streams. And even if you have no one to chat with, you can chat with yourself or with a friend, as I said earlier. Or even singing streams, karaoke, singing, same thing. But anyways, find what you enjoy most. This will be the foundation of your stream. Basically, experiment with different content, see what works for you, and just go with it. These last 2 tips are kind of optional, but also something that would be really good to know, which would be uploading on multiple platforms, because I'm not gonna lie to you, Twitch discovery is terrible. You will not get far if you're just only on Twitch. So why not post your VODs or even edits of your streams on YouTube? You can post clips or skits on TikTok. And I would say Twitter and Reddit if you are over 18, because those places can be very scary. But uploading on multiple platforms can be really helpful to spread your content and more discovery. The more platforms, the more discovery. But remember, don't burn yourself out trying to upload on every single content possible. Maybe stick to 3 at a time. And my last tip, which is also kind of just a bonus tip, would be to consider multi-streaming. I will say though, before you do consider multi-streaming, make sure your PC setup can handle it, including your Wi-Fi. It is very, very resource intensive on your PC and your internet, so make sure both of those can handle it before you even start multi-streaming. I remember I tried dual streaming to Twitch, TikTok, and Twitch once. It did not end well. It ended very, very, very bad. But yeah, make sure your setup can handle it. But multi-streaming is very good for, once again, more discoverability. Discoverability will obviously help you grow. So being on multiple platforms will definitely help. Before we end the video, changing or rebranding your channel is normal. Sure, you might lose some of your community, but if you think it'll make you a better streamer, I totally recommend going for it. Because think about it, if you're just doing if you think you're gonna be happy with something and you're just like, over as time goes on, you're just like, man, I don't know, I just feel like I don't connect with this as much. You can always change, and then who knows, you might even get a bigger following because you're doing something that you're happier doing. Like when I first started streaming, I was originally just a bear, but I don't know, it's not that I didn't like just being a bear, but it was just I was so much happier being a bear cat, which gives you a cute little tail, cute little ears. I don't know, it's just so much cuter for me, and it really fits my theme. But that is my last tip, which means that now you're ready to be a VTuber. Well, not exactly ready to be a VTuber, but you probably know a lot more things now than you did before you clicked on this video, and I am glad to help with that. Also, if you haven't already, feel free to like and subscribe to this video, and even check out my Twitch, shameless Twitch plug. Follow my Twitch. But thank you everyone for watching this video. I hope I helped you in some sort of way, and without further ado, goodbye everyone. Goodbye. Ciao.